It's with great pleasure that I introduce our Stonehedge celebrity, published author, and all-around girl, Gale Perkins.
Can you all hear me? Yes. Great, okay. I know I tend to talk a little bit low sometimes, so I said I definitely need this mic. I want to thank you all for coming. This is wonderful. When Naomi talked to me, actually it was this summer when I emailed her and told her that the book had been published this fall. And she said, oh, you want to do a book with Stonehedge? I said, okay. And at that time, it was the furthest thing from my mind. But here we are. So I've always been a believer in you create your own reality, and it certainly has been working for me. So thank you all for coming, and thank everybody that encouraged me and supported me, and all of you. So, what is the book about? The book is about many things. It's about my 12-year stay in the hospital. On the cover of the book, when you see the cover, this is a picture of me on my 3rd birthday. And that's my mother's youngest sister who was visiting me that day, and that was in November of 1936. And so it tells of those 12 years. It tells of survival, because I certainly survived a lot of things. It tells of losses. It tells of miracles and spirituality. And of course I talk about my education because I went from the 1st grade to the 8th grade in the hospital. A lot of my learning to write was laying flat on my back with a piece of cardboard and paper and so forth. And I was kind of fortunate because there was only 2 others that were in the 1st grade when I entered 1st grade, so I really kind of had some private tutoring. My teacher was very influential in my life. My daughter said to me, Mom, you know, you wear the brightest colors. How come? And I said, well, because I had a teacher that wore bright colors, and to me she always looked so pretty. So I said, I've always kind of, gravitated to those colors. The 12 years in the hospital were, well, there were times when they were fun, there were times when they were tough, and I write about a lot of those different things. I had the many losses that I had. I like to think that some of them have been found. One in particular that I can tell you about in a while is the very first time that my mom ever came to see me. And they let her out of the hospital she was in. She was in Rutland State Sanatorium. She had tuberculosis of the lungs. And they let her out to come and see me because they knew that it would be the last time. She came to see me that day. And I just remember looking at her and thinking, gosh, this woman is so beautiful. And really, I was not even sure who she was. And she had pitch black hair and big brown eyes, looking very much like my daughter looks today. And she was pink dressed and smelled so good. I have a thing for Perkins and smells. I love smells too. That's good smell. And she brought me this doll. And I call it an upside-down doll, but I was talking to a gal just recently in the antique shop, and they call it topsy-turvy dolls. And this doll was to be my friend. And, of course, we couldn't go to bed at night with toys. They took everything away from us. And I'd get it back the next morning. But that was the first and the last time that I ever remember my mother at all. And the hard part of the doll was when I did finally leave the hospital, I had to leave her. My aunt that was my guardian said, it's full of germs. And I cried and threw a little tantrum, but it did me absolutely no good. I could not bring the doll home. So over the years, I looked curiously in antique shops and doll shops. I talked to people that collected dolls, and we just couldn't find this doll anywhere. And then my husband said to me one day, as we went through yet another antique shop, and he had the oxygen tank on then and so forth, and he said to me, my gosh, Gale, you sew. You make all kinds of dolls. Why don't you make that doll? And he said, you can explain it to me. Why don't you make it? And I said, wow, I never thought of that. But sure enough, I did. So I was very excited to bring the doll to show you today. And when I opened up the boxes and things, I found out that I had left it home. So what did I do? I made another doll because I really wanted to share her with you. Okay? And she is just like the one I remembered. She's a Dutch girl on one end, and on this end, she's Dutch. And let me tell you. And I feel just as much love from this doll as I did the day that my mom brought me hers. And the interesting thing is that some of the pictures in the book, one of me in the crib looking out of the bars, when we enlarged it because we had to send it off to the publisher, Irv and I realized all of a sudden there's the doll in the crib with me and never even seen it before. So that was pretty interesting. And we were really lucky to find all the pictures. My family was great on pictures. And when I look at this picture here, this is 67 years old, as are many of the pictures in the book. So anyway, so this is one loss that was found. Another loss I had that was found that made things great is my mother remarried and had another baby. And I never was involved in her life or her in mine because I was away. And when I got out of the hospital, that first Thanksgiving, I went to meet her. And then we saw each other off and on, but not too often. And I would call her up on her birthday, and I'd say, is your mom home? And they'd say, no, she's not. And the phone would hang down. And so I would slam down. And then finally, one day, I did get her on her birthday, this one year. And she said, I've been calling you for the last 10 years on your birthday. And I told her the situation. She says, oh, I'm remarried. She said, my stepchildren have been answering the phone, and I'm not their mother, and they make sure I know about it. So all this time, she was there, but I was asking for their mother. So I do get to see her a lot, and actually, the first time she came to see me, it was just like, I really do believe our lives are set out for us. And if we walk certain paths, we bump into all the things we're supposed to. Maybe we like some of them, and maybe we don't like some of them, but we do bump into them. And I just lost my train of thought of what I was going to say, but that's okay. We'll let it go. It might come back. So I write about miracles. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was going to tell you about Elaine. When she came to see me, it was the day that my husband was taken to the hospital from work. And when she came, she brought me this black box that she had, and it had a whole book of all the poems that our mother had written about her, about me, lots of them about the Blessed Mother. And she was a very spiritual person herself. And of course, the poem on the very first page was the title of my book, which is The Baby's Cross. I guess I didn't say that after this birthday, when my aunt went back to see my mother 2 days later, she told her all about the visit. And my mother created the poem, The Baby's Cross. With everything that my aunt told her I said, she put it all together in the poetry form. Had a hard time figuring out the title of the book. I had all kinds of titles. One title I had in particular was Only the Good Die Young. And the reason that I was going to use that is because this nurse in the book that you'll read about, Miss Dickey, her and I just didn't get along. We just grated each other. And when one of my very good friends that was in the bed next to me for many years died, Miss Dickey said she had to tell me, but I had already seen her. I had already seen them take her through, so I knew. And I started to cry, and I said, I wish it was me instead of her. She was so good. She said, that's it right there. Only the good die young. So that's why I wanted to use it. But as I tell you in my book, I heard that she didn't die till she was in her late 90s, so what does that tell you? I'm getting there. So life are, I wore a list on my shirt. First of all, the one miracle that happened to me is I was paralyzed for 3 years. I had some surgery, they cut too deep, they hit the central nervous system and totally paralyzed me from the waist down. The doctor said I would never walk again. They said I wouldn't live past 16, but never mind, tomorrow I'll be 16. And I think, is that right, or I'll be 16? Better watch out. And anyway, of course, you know, I did walk. You can see that. And you know, sometimes somebody else's pain is our gain, because when I started to learn to walk was when the polio epidemic hit. During World War II, they started taking in cases of polio, and the doctor said, gee, maybe we can do some of the physiotherapy, as they called it then, now it's physical therapy. Maybe we can use it on her. And I used to, when I think back now, I'll tell you, it's so personal, I was, you know, and they said, maybe we can use it on her, and we might bring the muscles back. Well, they did, and it did bring them back. I did walk with braces. There was one point I had braces on both legs, a brace on my back, and my aunt decided my teeth needed straightening out, so I had braces on my teeth. Just see me trying to get through the airport today, never make it. And I always told my kids, when I...
T-W-Y-L-I-A, right? T-W-Y-L-I-A. Can you come in from both sides? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. I know what you want. Yeah. I know. My name is Gale. Yeah. Okay. Saw your program with you and your husband as a comment here was terrific, very uplifting. We'll have to do it, maybe try to do one again next year. Oh, that would be great. That would be great. Thank you so much. Goodbye. We would like to take another picture. We would like to take another picture.